Hey, let me guess. You have at least one, if not way more than one, of these big square silky scarves, or maybe you even have some small scarves in your closet that are square and you struggle with wearing them. Well, let me tell you, I have got 5 easy peasy ways to tie a square scarf, so stay tuned. Thanks for sticking with me. I'm Liz Kleba from Closet Play Image, where we are all about bright ideas for your style and your wardrobe. I'm an image, wardrobe, and color consultant, and in plain language, that means I'm a personal trainer for your personal style. And I love accessories, particularly scarves. So let's get right to it. Now, you can go down the YouTube and Pinterest rabbit hole on amazing ways to tie scarves, but these are super easy, these 5, particularly because when we're in a hurry in the morning, what we're looking for is we're looking for super easy. We're not looking for the amazingly artistic, like origami style scarf ties, right? We're just looking for something to add a little splash of color or just a little bit of interest to our outfit. So this is one easy way to do it. So let's start. We take that large square or even a small square and we fold it in a triangle. We call that a bias fold. So when we fold it across, there's lots of other ways to tie scarves as well when we make it narrow. Big scarf, but we can go into that. And actually, I'm not sure which side it'll show up on, but I will link a video here all about the bias fold and different scarf sizes and like what they work well for. It's an old video, but anyway, oldie but a goodie. So let's start. So let's start with number 1. Number 1 is the bandit. It is easy peasy, and if you struggle tying behind your neck, because some of us have limited shoulder or mobility issues, no problem. Just move it around the front, tie a square knot. There we go. I had to look at my bottom and see which was square, and then bring it back around to the front. Now you may go, well, what's so special about that? There's not much in the front, right? Except I do get some color and some splash. But where this one is really fun is in the back. And why not have some interest when you're walking away, right? Okay, so number 2 is a variation on this. This one is called the Paris. So rather than tying it in the back, we're just going to bring it back around and tie that square knot again in the front. All right, there we go. Once again, we have a little bit of color, and then we have a little bit of interest with the way the tails kind of create almost a bow effect, although not so floofy and girly as a bow. Number three is the New York. And this, I don't even need to untie. It actually has the tie tucked underneath, but you're not going to want it to just be kind of hanging like that. So what you do is you grab the edge of your scarf and then pull this out so you're not choking on it, right? And you get a nice, oh, hold on, my edges are a little uneven there, right? And so I get the dimension of color. I get the V-neck, which is this is fabulous if you're wearing a t-shirt that has a really high neck and it's not flattering on you. Then you've got some interesting color up here, but you get that creation of a V at the bottom if your scarf has a border. So that's wonderful there. So that's the New York. So all 3 of those are really just variations on a theme, right? We had 1 tied in the back, 2 tied in the front, 1 with it over. Oh, there goes a car. I don't normally tape out here, or sorry, tape. What am I talking about? Tape. I don't normally record out here, but it's such a beautiful day. It is cool and sunny, and I just wanted to be outside. So thanks for bearing with me. So let's do number 4. This is called the top down. This is what I think of as my movie scarf tie. It's fabulous for a bad hair day, or if it's cold out and you don't want to squash your hair with a hat. So it's also the same triangle tie, and we're just going to pop it over our head. Now some people prefer it way to the front. I just kind of like mine just sort of covering the crown of my head, and then cross it under your chin. You can tie it in the back, and that feels a little babushka-y. But if you bring one side around, there we go, and then tie it back in the front here. Now you can't do this with a tiny scarf, but you can do it with a bigger scarf like this one. This one is about 34 inches, I think. But then we get both the the little bit of the drama effect, right? Covering the bad hair day, and we still get some color and interest in the front. We're not just looking kind of bald. So I prefer to pull it around and tie it that way. Last but not least, let's talk about the Boy Scout. Okay. Woo. All right, so for the Boy Scout, normally I do not suggest rolling a scarf. There's a reason for that, and you'll catch it in the bias fold video. But in this case, I am actually just going to fold my scarf folder, and I'm just going to fold it over a couple of times. Hold on, there we go. 3, 4, I don't know, till I end up with a little triangle in the back. So I end up with a little triangle and my line. So I'm going to bring that around my neck. Bump, bump. And then I have the little V in the back. I have the edge, and you can tie this at any height that you would like, which is fabulous. The Boy Scout is really best tied up high, because that way it maintains the little triangle in the back that's giving you that piece there. Some people are not comfortable with a scarf tied up at their neck. They feel like they're choking, or they just feel constricted, or it may not be flattering for them. So then if you want, just tie it wherever works for you. If you want to tie it down at your balance point, first balance point, that's always a good place for your scarf knot to be. There we go. So there's my first balance point. That works pretty well. But then you get a lot more shape here. If that's the way you like it, that works really well. I prefer, if I'm wearing this one, I prefer it up at the neck. But then again, that's me. Oh, and speaking of scarves and necks, I hear a lot of women say they don't want to wear a scarf because they don't want to draw attention to their neck. Well, to be honest, I find it a fabulous way to camouflage, particularly with like the New York, the Paris, the top down. There's a lot of scarf ties that do a lot of neck covering, particularly for us when we get to a point where we might start feeling a little self-conscious about our necks. I don't know, go figure. That would never happen, would it? If you're of a certain age, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me today. This is YouTube, you know how it works. If you found any value in this today, please like and subscribe. My goal is to put out new content for you every week. October has been really bad. I'll just say that right now. My apologies. Oh, bird. So thank you again for joining me. Your time is precious, and any of it you spend with me is a gift. So thank you so very much. Again, I am Liz Kleba from Closet Play Image. You can find out more about style and fashion and things like that here on YouTube, or you can link over to my blog, which is closetplay.biz, closetplay.biz, B-I-Z, biz rhymes with Liz, and I'm Liz Kleba. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. Bye! Stay safe and sound and sane and always stylish.